A warm and hello welcome from CXOTV.news, a flagship brand under Tech Plus Media Group. We have been running this webinar series titled Marketing Mondays since the lockdown started. Today we bring a very relevant topic as to in the current scenario, what changes are required in the go-to-market strategy. The key agenda items we plan to touch today are as follows. First one being go-to-market strategies that are in practice right now. Second one is new tactics with COVID in the hindsight. Third is change management. And fourth one being the risks and returns associated with change management. Our first panelist is Mr. Ankesh Kumar, Strategic Marketing Head at Schneider Electric. Ankesh has 18 plus years of experience with the likes of Times Group, Ogilvy and Mather, Emerson, and Honeywell. He has extensive experience in spearheading functions for breaking new avenues and driving brand visibility and growth. Our second panelist is Ms. Nitya Krishnan, Marketing Director at Trend Micro, a senior marketer with 15 plus years of experience in enterprise solution marketing and developing insights that produce results. Our third panelist is Ms. Shubhangi Singh, Principal Marketing Specialist at Citrix APAC. Shubhangi identifies herself as a modern marketer with 10 plus years of versatile industry experience. When we talk about GTM or go-to-market strategy, we talk about inside sales. We talk about field sales, channel sales, and then sell to, sell through, sell with, and whatnot. People say that if you answer the what, how, why, whens of the riddle, the strategy is done. People talk about market analysis, marketing mix, customer acquisition, and so on and so forth. So what is go-to-market strategy? What is this entire riddle about?
This is the time for us to work towards optimizing our marketing budgets that we have, with the resources we have, with the budgets we have. A lot of companies are trying to avoid, any across the board cuts, right? Keeping all of this situation of some of our really good, nice companies, this is the time for us to revisit and optimize the marketing budget that we have, right? This is the time also for us to relook into our branding and our messaging, right? And manage that promise that we have for our customers. The messaging that we take to the market needs to be more realistic in terms of the expectations, the service levels, the product launch, the dates that we're coming up with for the launch, the product availability, and so on. That's what I would want to highlight here, right? And this is the time for us as marketers to really ramp up with the digital delivery, right? For us to step up all the way from leveraging our social, our digital, our strategic marketing tools and messaging that we want to take to the market, right? Leveraging our apps that we want to amplify. This is the time where we need to ramp up. So these are the 3 points that I wanted to highlight here in terms of the go-to-marketing plan and how we're going to really adapt specific to this situation.
This is the actual time for us to stop, reevaluate, reimagine our strategy of how we would market our products or solution. And the changes are very dynamic each day with the policy changes. At this time, more than anything, as a brand, we have to be empathetic to our customers. So messaging has to be empathy oriented. We have to understand what their pain points are and how can we be a partner to them more than just a vendor. And we have to look at a longer term strategy now rather than stopgap and move. We have to be more targeted. We have to be very sensitive to the segments that are not doing so well. How can we help them to sustain and get through out of this crisis and move towards the new normal? So digital becomes of very important. Messaging becomes very important. Like Nitya said, it has to be very relevant, very realistic, very resonating with your customers. It shouldn't come across as an opportunist way of branding or marketing yourself, but more of encouraging them to feel that we are in this together and we will come out of it victoriously.
If you see go-to-market strategy and overall direction, or I say at the very top level, it's like leveraging your business resources, your unique value propositions to customers, to partners and stakeholders. It needs to be aligned at the organization at the visionary level. The vision of the organization needs to be aligned with the go-to-market, and it should percolate downstream through its employees, through its channel partners. You talked about inside sales, outside sales, and also to your customer. And in today's digital world, the world that we live in is full of too much information and data around. And the customers are very challenging. They are always in a discovery mode. They are always keep on seeing a lot of information, going through a lot of things and all. And to go-to-market strategy is actually very important because it aims to answer a few things like what are you selling, who are your potential customers, how will you connect with your audience, and also what are the channels you are going to use to do that. And then there are various tools. There are various fundamentals tools which are available. Like you have BCG metrics where it tells in where you are in market growth and where you are in market share and how you should position your go-to-market strategy. And also there are various other tools and all. And if your go-to-market strategy is not right, and it needs to be keep on changing. I always use, whenever we talk this go-to-market strategy, I always use the case study of Dell. When Dell came in the market initially, it was completely direct company. Their strategy was so unique that they will do everything direct. They will not involve channel, and they will direct talk to customer. And now you see Dell is completely transformed into one of the very significant channel partner company, because you need to change with the time and everything, and that's very important in go-to-market strategy.
What makes the go-to-market strategy successful? What's the magic wand or the secret sauce?
Listen to the changes in customer sentiment and behavior, right? This is the time for us to listen, right? More than any other time, right? It's important to know what customers feel, right? And why do they feel a certain type, right? We've got to be very active in leverage social listening, monitor our customer discussions, have our health checks for our customers, right? It's more important time for us to, very closely work with the sales and the account management teams, right? Because they're the ones who hear, firsthand on the front lines from the customers, right? Monitor our customer care emails, the phone calls, the service chats, the changes and the concerns, or even the customer sentiment, right? This is the time for us to really soak in all of those details, right? And it's also for us from the marketing end, we need to be able to balance the response, right? We need to be able to support customers, protect customer relationship, while we're looking our best to stay honest with all the proceedings that are happening in terms of our products, in terms of our company, how we would deliver our timelines, right? That's clearly what I want to highlight here, is mainly to listen to the changes in the customer sentiment and behavior.
A lot depends on a success or a failure of a go-to-market strategy. Is how good you are at listening to your customers, right?
Existing customers. That's right. Right.
Yeah. Shubhangi, my next question comes to you. In the current scenario of social distancing because of COVID and the change normal, how marketing has changed?
So while it has given us the opportunity to actually reach out to a larger audience through digital, online, social platforms, a lot of tactics that we had in place, which was face-to-face, which has been proven to be a bit more effective because you can define your profile to segment to category. We have to take all that to now digital. Having said that, it has also given us opportunity to experiment with various techniques. With customers now facing the same situation as we are working from home and being on their device, we can actually customize targets based on the intent, what they are browsing. Also, this is a great opportunity for us to create loyal customers or create more awareness by providing e-learning, education, taking them through the funnel more subtly for bottom line to improve later on. Situation is tough right now, but it's not going to be like this. The market will open up, and the ones who have done the homework right now of educating their customers would be the organizations and brands that will start yielding the fruits when the the expenses, the procurement, or the buying cycle starts again as aggressively as we saw it before COVID-19. So more than anything, whatever we are strategizing, execution means a lot. Building your customer in a very thoughtful manner, helping them out, not only bombarding them with products or solution or your offerings or discounts or promotion, it's also helping them enhance and create knowledgeable segment out of them so that they become your champion when the things progress. And you have to cover from all job profiles right now when you talk about messaging. So a CXO messaging has to be very different than your mid management level. And then your bottom management also should be covered. Because when a brand has a synergy across, the collaboration or evaluation later on will be more fruitful.
We mistake go-to-market strategy with, with just what we are doing today. For example, if we launch a product, if it goes in a very typical way, we think everything is all right and we are perfect in go-to-market strategy. And suddenly, if some product doesn't work well, you wonder what happened wrong. And then when you go back to the drawing book, you understand, yes, that's a go-to-market strategy. And very concerning that some people still feel that their organization they don't even know whether GTM exists or not. Then you really don't know how to present your product to your customer. So Absolutely. Yes, I think this is the fact as it is, and we have to gulp it the way it is. And as a marketer, we need to consistently keep working, creating a lot of awareness outside as well as inside that how GTM is important for our organization.
So that brings me to my next question, Ankesh. What changes you had to bring to remain relevant and ensure sustenance with respect to your go-to-market strategy?
Keep up with the time. Change is the only constant thing, especially in today's time when a lot of things are uncertain. You really need to keep up with the time. You need to keep up with the technologies and all. You can't be just be happy with whatever you're doing, and that's the reason if you see most of the large organizations, most of the very known brand has gone very wrong way. They couldn't keep up with the time. We always use this example of Kodak, which was the largest photography company. In fact, Kodak is the company which launched the first digital camera in the world, but they couldn't cope up with the time, and now they are not even heard, because of so much of change in technology happens. Plus also, all these adversaries which is happening right now, we are talking about Corona, COVID and everything. A lot of time, we again, if we just continue what we have been doing, we will be lost some way or the other, and you will find some creative startups, some new player coming and disrupting the market. So I think the only way to be sustained, you have to keep changing your future.
Can you give more specifics as to what changes can be brought, or I'm not. You need not be prescriptive, but if you can give some more specific thoughts as to what changes can be brought.
For example, I will use. So, for example, I will use my example in Schneider Electric. When this started, when we were in the month of February, and when we realized that things is going to get wrong and it will be a lot of restrictions and everything, we stopped all our thought leadership campaign. In a time like this, you can't be doing thought leadership, or you can't be giving gyan to the customer what will happen 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. They wanted something which we can help them right now. And then we focused on, right now, suddenly the work from home demand is going to increase because everyone, India is a hub of software companies. A lot of clients, they work for offshore, but they need to log in at certain time, log out at certain time. They build their customers based on that. So we gone to that customer. You said that your employee is going to work now completely from home, and you can't be they need certain IT infrastructure over there. So you have spent so much of money to build IT infrastructure in your data center, in your office. But what about the home? Because home is also vulnerable in terms of threats of IT security, threats of things doing proper or not. Who is going to do the compliance check at home? And that's where we introduce a product for work from home, so that from our side we join hand with companies like Airtel, we join hand with Dell, and together we provided a work from home kit. And then we started promoting about it, and then we realized that we have lockdown, we can't deliver it. Then we joined hand with a e-commerce company. We went to the government in certain places that these are the essential service, because employees needs to be at home, but to keep them at home, you really need to give them these tools. And then it really worked for us. So it could only work if we could sense this opportunity and act fast on it. We would be like following some way or the other. So it's very important especially for market leaders to take this call, move ahead fast, and be close to your customer. Keep listening to them. What is the pain point? Especially in IT world, in IT marketing, I have seen we come with very umbrella kind of campaign, very umbrella kind of messaging. But in time like this, if you go to CIO and say that, you know what, I want to save your energy 5 years down the line, he's not interested. He will be interested, you know what, right now I'm in too much of pressure. All the employees are working outside. My data center is running half of its capacity. I don't know how you're going to help me. So people want to know how you can help now. And that's where the moment you have that solutions, then marketing can come with a proper messaging so that, you know, we can go to the customer and explain it properly.
Nitya, just flipping the question, okay, what are the operational impacts and how do you ensure that proper change management is taken care of?
This is the time when marketing really needs to think quick, act quick on the step of how we're going to take to the market on the key messaging, right? That said, the coming months will bring, many social changes and trickle down to the marketing plan, right? We've got to use the best, the worst, and the moderate case scenarios, right, that we anticipate possible and the likely changes to take alternative actions. Right. And within this, what I wanted to highlight is we as marketeers have done a lot of event-based marketing programs over the months. And the past few months, we've had to take everything, via web and, virtual platforms. Right. That said, this is more about, ensuring that our umbrella campaign, that again, Ankesh said, our IT companies do come up with umbrella campaigns, but ensuring that, the right message is taken to the market in terms of the right platform, right? And delivering the, compelling content to the large gatherings that we had over event-based programs that we need to take via virtual. So those are the key operational changes, that we are looking forward to.
What are the new approaches marketeers have adopted to reach out to the customers?
My predominant role was to handle field activities, which were very customer facing. So transition was overnight. And I would say it's not one person job, it's a collaborative teamwork. When your digital online content, your brand team, all of us came together, addressed the market, what was our customer facing. The best way we started was a promotion, giving a little bit of breather for our customers to switch from how to enable their employees to work from home. And Citrix is known for its virtualization products and how fast we could reach out. We activated our partners, we did EDM blast, we did quick webinars with our customer, we used our install base which every organization maintains. We in panel, like Nitya said, with other partners who had that kind of intelligence, who work with the market, with the customers, more so media houses, especially since they were reporting all the current changes that were happening, talking to probably leadership that we didn't have access to, and enabling all those engines with all the content possible, especially customized to if you're in the phase one, like how to get your employees to work from home, very customized to a use case. I would say that's where it came. Now the new approach that is going to be, since digital and online and social is going to be there to stay for a really long time before we can actually go back to a old world, because we are heading to new normal, is utilizing platforms more judiciously, better content. It has to address a problem for a customer. It has to be more targeted, using the AIs, the different apps that you have available to you, using the intelligence coming from those apps and targeting better. ABM programs should be yielding much better, since you will get in-depth coverage, you become more relevant. All the departments that have invested in taking the messaging or information or your story to a customer, be it PR, be it social, digital, field, all of them come collaboratively, make sense to the customer. You are involved in a better earlier stage. You can increase the deal size. You can show much better value. So yes, more so. There has to be 3-4 buckets. One can be learning, one can be awareness, and the third one can be exploration mode.
What is the one thing, Shubhangi, which has worked well for you?
I have to say what has yielded results for us when it comes to coverage as well as ROI. It is intent-based information followed by call downs, to be honest. Because then you create one level of interest and you're approaching them with a solution and gives you a coverage.
Ankesh, coming on to you, what do you believe are the risks of a go-to-market strategy going wrong?
The only thing certain today in this world is uncertainty, and we are really living in a dynamic world. It's not only this pandemic, you see what's happening in the world in terms of political uncertainty, in terms of trade war, in terms of natural calamities, and keeps affecting, changing the whole dynamics. Then there are the technologies which keeps on bringing a lot of this disruption. It's not very easy to change, you can't change in 2 months or 3 months. Maybe you can change marketing strategy, but go to market is like, it's a quite solid, there are some ethos behind it, there is way to working behind it, a lot of resource work on it. So yes, the risk is that, you really need to keep evolving. And I think sometimes back, Nitya mentioned that you have to be close to your customer. You have to know your customer pulse to see what's happening, to avoid any risk and any mitigation. Because at the end, whatever it is, the business fundamentals remain same, which is like you have product and service to offer, and somebody is there who are supposed to use it. Now, how you're reaching it, what channel is active right now, what channel is not active right now, that you have to see based on situation you are into it. In terms of your go-to-market, you have to be agile. You can't be changing your go-to-market every now and then. And then you learn from a lot of things which is happening. And I use this case study wherever I go. I use this case study of Lenskart. When Lenskart launched, the Lenskart was a startup with the idea that they are going to change the world, and they are going to only be available through online, through their AR and everything, and they will provide entire experience of your specs, of your eyewear through their online, through their app. But then they realize that your customer is not. They want to experience it. They want to see that whether it will be working or not. So they was quick to understand that, and then they changes in strategy from only digital only platform to omni channel platform, where they have a store also. You can do digitally also. You can go to one of the store, and they literally made store in every nook and corner. So that's a very good example of you launch a product, create a disruption by creating a new GTM for a product which was traditionally being sold through shops and everything. You change the entire consumer experience, and yet you learn that you also need to adopt that old experience and then into that entire overall go-to-market offering. So that's a very good example of understanding the risk very quickly and respond to it. But at the same time, Lenskart could not completely become offline or completely become online. They become a hybrid kind of offering. So that's where I think the very smart marketing, very smart go-to-market strategy works. That you should be flexible, but at the same time you should be close to your core value. Then you will be risk averse.
Shubhangi, as a marketeer, how do you see your role, evolving in the post-COVID scenario? Yeah.
So it's not post-COVID. It's just, I would say, how marketing role has evolved over the years. From historically how we were perceived as a support system to sales, we are increasingly taking a leadership role in strategy. It is important for the sales and marketing to collaborate, and organizations who have managed to get that collaboration going are seeing benefits of it. While marketing has to be, like Nitya said, close to customer, it's also the customer intelligence, their experience that they communicate to your sales team is the feedback that you get, which helps you to prepare or produce content that is addressing their pain areas. Also enhancing and showing them benefit of partnering with you in their business. stage 1 and 2 can be covered by marketing, then 3 and 4 is easier for sales to take forward. The synchronization of what each department is heading is aligned to company strategy. Like Anikesh said, your go-to-market strategy, the organization that lays down cannot change, but your marketing strategy can be modified as per your need. So while company knows what they want to achieve, we are enablers together. So marketing being very close to the messaging that company wants, communicating the value of the company, creating loyalty amongst the customer, always emphasizing on customer experience, preparing your entire team to know what we want to achieve is also a part of marketing right now, communicating that internally to your team so that everybody knows that one goal we all are running for or achieving, or what the objective is from each and every investment that we make. While ROI is a good way to measure it, it's also what you are taking to market, what your team is talking. If it's all synchronized, the return would be much better for every dollar any department as an organization spends in. So marketing has become a very evolved role right now to make sure while we are executing the plan and supporting the strategy of the company, we are also communicating the importance of it internally and running together in this marathon.
We have been talking about what is go-to-market strategy. We have been talking about what are the pitfalls or what are the challenges, how to bring about the change in go-to-market strategy. Suppose you have to pitch it to one of the CEOs, right? We need a go-to-market strategy for the organization, right? So what are the benefits of a properly planned go-to-market strategy, right? And I came up with this question because a lot of people are saying right now that they need to do a revamp of the go-to-market strategy. So how do you pitch it? What is that we are going to take away if our go-to-market strategy is a very thoughtfully well-planned one?
Here are the two things that I would highlight on. The first thing is deploy design thinking, right? By what design thinking I mean is, design thinking revolves around a deep interest in developing an entirely new way of understanding our customers, right? The challenges they face and their preferences in detail, right? That is number one. The second thing that I would like to highlight is to be able to reinvent and repurpose the whole thing, right? The lockdown continues. We have new market changes, right? We need to look into pivoting and flexing strategies. That will be, the essential factor right now, right? Things are moving really fast. So agility is the king for us to focus on, right? What we need to keep in mind as marketers is how is ours an essential business for customers right now, right? How are you creating clarity? How are you creating guidance, the direction, right? The tangible value to help the customers navigate through and succeed in the environment during this particular time. So that is the key factor that I would take and ensure it is looked into while I'm taking some of the key strategies to the market right now.
A lot of time we also need to do inward thinking. In time like this, there are a lot of things which is happening good inside, but since we are so busy in big things and what's happening around and what's not happening, we really forget a lot of small success story which could be amplified as a big one when we look into the inward situation. And I think you have to really look into your resources, how you have allocated the resources. Maybe in the beginning of the year, we might have allocated certain things for certain resources for certain reasons. But then suddenly this kind of situation came, and then you're still continuing with that plan, which is very lethal. Instead of, you really have to, sit very closely with the sales. And this is the time, I think, more of the execution matter rather than strategy and planning. So you need to spend 20% of time on strategy, 80% how you're going to execute it along with your business. So I think this is the time where you need to be more transactional rather than more strategic. Strategic is sometimes because sometimes you implement certain things which may take some time, which may need some extra resources, extra budgeting and all. But then something, if you're doing close with a transaction, something tactical, I would say. If you are more tactical oriented, this will help the business, you in this kind of time. And then while being tactical, you see that if this thing continues, like nobody knows that how long this pandemic will continue. Nobody knows that whether the kind of strict lockdown which we gone through in the month of March, April, it will be come again or it will be relaxed again. So a lot of uncertainty is there. So there's no right answer over here. You really need to see what is required right now, right away, deliver it, and see what you can do next. And you will hear a lot of analysts are confused. If you see Gartner and these people, 1 month they talk something, and another May they themselves defy their own finding. So it's very interesting because they also need to cope up with what's happening, and nobody knows what's going to be future. But you know your business, you know your product, you know your customer, you know your resources. I think focus on your low hanging fruit, be very tactical, and then move on.
So we have a question here, and I somehow like this question very much. What are top 3 things one must focus on from go-to-market perspective at this point of time?
What I am focusing on, and coming from the IT background, is customer references. Right? Get customers to speak for you, being able to build those key case studies that we want to take to the market, amplify it digitally, your LinkedIn coverage, get your customers to speak for you so you have enough media coverage, your virtual panels that you have, get your customers integrated to speak for you. So almost customer marketing is the number 1 focus, keeping the current situation as mine. The second thing that we would focus on is content, right? Getting our key executives from within our own company active on our social platforms, example, LinkedIn, right? Getting them onboarded to ensure that they are active in LinkedIn, getting them to pass on the message. Third point that I wanted to highlight was channel marketing, right? And to ensure that we have enough going into channel marketing, to work closely with our channel partners, to get them trained, to have consistent messaging going out of them as well, right? So you have larger coverage in terms of customers and your prospects. So those are the key strategies that I'd like to highlight.
When these kind of thing happens, especially when people are in fatigue, people are looking out for information, you have to work with your strategy team and you have to gauge what could be the pain point of the customer. Maybe you can talk to a few of your close customer and try to understand what is his day-to-day routine. What is he doing in the morning? What is he thinking? What are the things he's worried about? And then you go back and redevelop your content based on addressing those pain points. And I think this is the best time to educate people. When people are looking out for information, people are not that occupied. I think this is the best time to educate. I take a point of Nitya, educating your channel partners, educating your customers, saying that, how as an organization, even for the small thing, which maybe not even involved selling your products or doing that thing, how as an organization you are in with them in these kind of crisis. I think that's a very unique thing you are going to offer your customer. Organizations which I really hate, those kind of organizations which comes with this kind of thing, some offer because of work, because you are working from home, or some offer because if it is pandemic. Those are the very opportunistic and very short-term thinking. Redevelop your content. You can't be sending a content which you are sending 1 year back in today's time when the thinking is different, attitude is different, tone is different. So understand the tone, be very be supportive rather than be opportunistic. And then, it's a time to educate. It's a time to educate yourself from customer and also educate customer that, okay, you know what, these are the situations, these are your challenges, and these are different options you have, which you can implement. And then, and their marketing really plays a very important role in terms of messaging, in terms of packaging it through a different way. It could be through your social media, it could be through your website, it could be through your webcast. And then, and through your whatever announcement you are making, so that customers know that, okay, this guy is trying to help me out rather than, trying to take advantage of situation.
The 3 important parts that I would consider for go-to-market strategy is 1, stay true to your brand values. Always ensure that they are the base and fundamental of whatever communication you are going with in the market to your customers. Second, stay aligned to your customer needs by partnering with them, becoming the chosen solution to. Third is know your customers. Always keep a close connect, keep a strict monitoring on customer experience. Listen, let them interact with other customers, and if not publicly, even one-on-one if they can. those interactions help create the ecosystem that you need. And the fourth and very important is always stay engaged with your partners, your promoters, your other agencies that you're working with, especially right now in the times like this when everything is digital, virtual. It's also a thing for agencies to think creatively. How can they can help marketers like us to reach out to customers, to a target audience. So basically, one should always be aligned to everything and always connected to every aspect of running a strategy into execution mode.
That makes sense. If you are true to your ethos in your intent, it becomes very visible. It becomes very clear to anybody or everybody, right? And that speaks volume. And that is about long-term strategy or partnership. Even if you make some tactical moves, but then the intention is right. Okay, I really like this session. And going by what Ankesh mentioned, that change is constant, yes, and adaptation to changing needs is required to survive, right? So whether at personal front or the field's market battlefield, one must show flexibility to change as required, right? Go-to-market strategies have evolved over a period of time. However, these unprecedented times have forced us to recalibrate many of the beliefs and assumptions. We thank each one of you for taking out time and attending this event, and wish you all the success during these challenging times. I must share that Techplus Media is doing its bit in making India self-reliant. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have launched 50% discount on all the services to Indian companies only. Thank you, panelists. Thanks a lot.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.